You are a responsible gun owner, but most people like you don't realize you're walking into two different fights every time you carry a firearm. The first fight is the one everyone thinks about, surviving the encounter. The second fight is the one that ruins lives, surviving the legal aftermath. One bad traffic stop, one panicked 911 call, one wrong sentence after a self-defense incident, and suddenly you're treated like a criminal instead of a citizen who is trying to do the right thing. I'm attorney Marc Lopez, and in this video, I am breaking down the top 5 mistakes responsible gun owners make in both of these fights, so you don't just survive the encounter, you survive the courtroom too. Mistake number 1, talking too much and not asking for a lawyer. This is the most common mistake I see, hands down, no exception. A lot of firearm carriers think, I didn't do anything wrong. I will just explain myself. Wrong. After a stressful incident, especially involving a firearm, your memory is unreliable. It's part of our flight or fight response, the way our brain operates. You might misstate how many shots you fired, what the other person did, or even your position during the encounter. That's called inconsistencies. You know what prosecutors love? Inconsistencies. Inconsistencies put people in jail because the prosecutor gets to put the person on the stand and said they were lying. And if they don't testify, they're going to say, hey, listen, what they said at the time doesn't match what other evidence came up with. Inconsistencies are terrible. And this is made even worse because the police are trained to get people talking in a self-defense incident. They're going to say things like, innocent people have nothing to hide. That's why we know you will want to tell us your side of the story. Or, hey, we just want to get your version of events before the other guy tells us his, or other witnesses tell us theirs. These statements officers are trying to get are not for your benefit. So here's the fix. You give only the absolute essentials in a self-defense incident. Your name, the location, and then here's the clutch words right here. I was attacked and I feared for my life. And then when the officers get there, they're going to want to talk to you. They're trained to talk to you. And they might be aggressive, they might be friendly, but they're going to try to talk to you. And the next thing you're going to say is, officer, I am exercising my right to remain silent. I want an attorney before answering any further questions. Done. Boom. Just like that. Then get an attorney to help you, one that actually knows what they're doing. That's so important. You need to protect yourself, only state the essentials, and you ask for a lawyer. Mistake number 2. Making sudden movements or reaching toward the firearm. During a traffic stop, officers are already on high alert. If it's nighttime, it's even worse. If you're reaching for a glove box, a console, or God forbid, the firearm itself, that is a recipe for a misunderstanding that turns into a life-changing or life-ending moment. And the common errors I see and that my clients tell me are the insurance and gun are stored in the same compartment, either the glove box or the center console. Attempting to hand the firearm to an officer. No. Have them physically grab it. You don't touch that firearm in the presence of an officer. Or grabbing their wallet without explaining what they're doing. And I've been guilty of this myself. I've had a taillight busted out. I went to the store and grabbed the taillight. As I was driving home, I was pulled over for having a taillight out. Officer literally said, hey, your taillight's out. And I instinctively reached across to the passenger seat where the replacement taillight was sitting. Officer, stop! Stop making fast movements, sir. And I literally said to them, I'm sorry, I apologize, thank you for not shooting me. Don't make fast movements when the police are involved. It's never to your benefit. And as a responsible firearm owner, you understand that perception is everything. So here's the fix to this error. Keep both hands visible, typically on the wheel. You move slowly and you narrate all actions. I am reaching for my wallet, officer. I am going to get the insurance. And that goes for whether or not you are armed or not armed. You want to narrate your actions in the vehicle, put the officer at ease so you don't end up being a statistic. If the officer wants the firearm secured, tell them where the firearm is and let them retrieve it themselves. I cannot stress enough, I would never handle a firearm in the presence of an officer. Mistake number 3, mixing guns with alcohol or prohibited locations. These are 2 ways that I see responsible gun owners get burned fast. First part of this, carrying while impaired. If an officer pulls you over and claims they smell alcohol, suddenly you're facing a DUI and, in many states, an additional firearms charge. Even if you're barely buzzed, juries hate the combination of guns and alcohol. It destroys credibility immediately. And Some states don't have this, and it can be jarring seeing this, but as an attorney, I have seen other states, person gets a DUI, that's a misdemeanor, and they have a felony gun charge in a separate court because they had a firearm on them when they got the DUI. And that sounds horrible. It's going to create all sorts of problems. Just watch out for that. The second part of this is carrying a firearm in the wrong place. Gun laws are a patchwork of state laws, local ordinances, signs, federal restrictions, and none of them forgive. I didn't know. Schools, courthouses, airports, some hospitals, even private businesses with proper signages can turn a law-abiding person into a criminal defendant in seconds. So here's the fix. If you drink, don't carry a firearm. Makes sense, right? If you're traveling, pay attention to the posted signs. And then most importantly, never assume yesterday's rules apply today. You have to maintain vigilance and keep yourself up to date on firearm laws. Just have to. If you want to carry a firearm, you need to make sure you're up to date on the laws impacting you and that firearm, because responsibility means awareness. Mistake number 4, using deadly force at the wrong time or for the wrong reason. This one ruins lives. And timing matters because you can only use deadly force when you're facing the ability of a person to actually hurt you or others. They actually have the opportunity to hurt you or others because they're in the position to, not just hypothetically. And then you also have to believe that reasonable harm is imminent. So those are the 3 things necessary to use deadly force in most of the United States. Check your state's laws, obviously. And then being in a home or occupied motor vehicle might impact that as well. But generally, ability, opportunity, and belief are the things that are necessary to use deadly force. And here are the things that I see people mess up consistently. You cannot use deadly force just to protect property. I'm not talking about an occupied motor vehicle. I'm not talking about your own home, but a car stereo, a catalytic converter, your wallet. None of those allow you to shoot somebody. If someone's fleeing, guess what? You can't shoot them, even if they left your occupied home. If somebody is no longer a threat, they get into your home and they see you there and they raise their hand, oh my God, and you continue to do deadly force against them, that's murder in most states, including Indiana. So the fix, use deadly force only when you genuinely fear death or serious bodily harm for yourself or those around you. And when the threat stops, you stop. Then call 911 and you state your name, your location. I was attacked and I feared for my life. Then invoke your rights and get a lawyer. Do not try to explain the situation immediately after that stressful situation. Mistake number 5, not understanding carry laws and transport rules. Gun laws change from state to state, oftentimes dramatically. Know your duty to notify laws. Some states require you to immediately tell an officer you're carrying. Some states only require you to tell an officer if the officer asks. Some states, like Indiana, don't require you tell them anything. If you fail to notify in a must-notify state, you could lose your license or face citations or other problems. You have to know the laws of the state you're in. And crossing state lines, just because you're legal at home doesn't mean you're legal everywhere. Under federal law, when traveling through restrictive states, oftentimes guns must be unloaded, ammunition and gun must be separate, both must be stored in hard-sided containers, and they have to be stored out of reach. Again, check the laws of the state you're in because, my gosh, this creates all sorts of problems. And there's a case not too long ago, somebody was completely legal in Georgia and they're traveling to New York. And this is a celebrity. And New York had completely different laws. The person's in jail for 10 years. It's insane. Insane. So, in conclusion, here's the big takeaway. The gun doesn't get people in trouble. The mistakes people make with the guns, that's what gets people in trouble. When you understand your rights, when you move calmly, and when you with purpose, you stay in control of the situation. Your goal as a responsible gun owner is simple. Survive the encounter, protect your rights, and win the legal fight if there is one. So if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, just know that I like you and I appreciate you. And I would like you even more if you like this video and you subscribe to my channel. I would feel some genuine love for you if you left me a comment. And you can even leave a silly comment. Hey, Mark, I don't like your pocket square. Hey, man, that's okay. Or if you leave a mean comment, that's fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I'm a man. My mom raised me right. I'm raising my kids right, too. They can take a little criticism. But I do like nice comments. If you are facing criminal charges in the state of Indiana, give me a call, 317-632-3642. Me and my team will love to talk to you. But most importantly, I want you to remember to always plead the fifth.